Hello from New York again. This is Brian Cross reporting for the Global News Network. We're still in New York City, and this is going to be our last report from in front of the United Nations before we move down the East Coast. My security detachment assures me that they know about a series of secure compounds between here and Washington, D.C., and that they have enough weaponry to keep us alive. They won't give me a weapon yet. But I have received some first aid training that they gave me. I guess that makes me the team medic. Many are asking, what do we know about the infection? Well, here's what I've learned from officials at the United Nations and some of the World Health Organization representatives here. They've received spotty information, at best, from around the world, and it's not always complete, but I'm going to try and give you some idea of what I've learned. Officials believe the infection began around the Green Sea area, perhaps in the Caucasus region. As such, it spread over land in all directions quickly. The infection actually killed 86% of the world's population. Of the remaining 14%, 2% appear to be immune for some unknown reason, possibly genetic. But it does not seem to run in family groups. The remaining 12% became what we refer to as the infected. And they are infected, actually, and not zombies, because by traditional definitions, a zombie is a corpse, a deceased person who has been reanimated. These infected did not die. They became infected and subsequently seemed to lose their minds, became obsessed with rage and uncontrolled violence, attacking anyone they see around them. They appear to be attracted to noise and light, and nothing seems to satisfy their urges. It is still unknown how long these infected can survive without any form of nutrition. They seem to be withering away, but still seem to have some great strength that is giving them power to attack. It's very scary. The remaining 12% became what we refer to as the infected. That means from a global population of nearly 8 billion people, there are over 1.1 billion infected worldwide. 6.8 billion people are dead. 6.8 billion. 86% of what was humanity. And it leaves only 1.6 million survivors. 1.6 million. Only 2% of the population. 1.6 million survivors against 1.1 billion infected. These numbers are staggering. The remaining survivors are lucky enough, if you could call them lucky, to have some kind of genetic immunity. At least that appears to remain true so far, as long as this infection does not mutate somehow. But there are suspicions, and some officials claim to have evidence, that this infection was actually a genetically engineered bioweapon. If it's true that it was genetically engineered, I'm told that it is less likely this could mutate to infect those who are currently immune. This information is very troubling and also raises some interesting questions. For example, would it be better if the infection was engineered so that it won't mutate and infect the remaining survivors? But then who would engineer such a horrible civilian-killing weapon? Did it escape from the biolab that created it? Or was it deployed as a weapon and then spread uncontrollably as they did not anticipate the consequences? And finally, who is responsible? Or, if this is a natural infection, where did it come from? Why did it spread to humans? Did it begin as something else and then evolve into this? Some say that none of these questions matter. Survivors I have spoken to told me all that matters now is survival. Put the infected out of their misery. Rebuild communities and rebuild our civilization. As one survivor named Mike told me, only by pulling together can humanity reclaim what we once had. For the Global News Network, from New York City, this is Brian Fantana, asking you to take care of each other.